Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to share something with you guys. I reading an article, and it said that the Steam Deck is 3 years old. It turned 3 years old. Um, I guess it came out in uh, 2020, February the 25th of 2022, and I want to read some of this to you guys. And Steam Deck reminds me of what's most important to gaming, and it's not graphics. Now, this is this article by Laptop Magazine. So it says sometimes good enough really is good enough. Okay. Uh, it says the Steam Deck marked its third anniversary on Tuesday, a milestone met alongside reports estimate Valve has shipped over 3.7 units at the end of 2024. According accounting for 48% of the handheld gaming PC hardware sold that year. Then it goes on to say, while that's still a fraction of what Nintendo managed to sell, to achieve with the Switch, and potentially an even smaller fraction of what it hoped to achieve with the Switch 2. Now we know the Switch 2 is coming out, and yeah. So the Steam Deck has become one of the more important devices of the modern era, an incredible achievement for the product exclusively sold through Steam. With no presence on digital or brick and mortar store shelves. After all, if it wasn't for the Steam Deck, could we really bank on the influx of handheld gaming PCs we see today? Now I'm gonna read some more because there's more to this, but I just thought I'd share this with you guys. I haven't been able to find anything to talk about gaming or anything, but I got a couple things I want to talk about. I don't want to upload any videos unless it's something I feel like I want to share. And y'all know I love my Steam Deck. I ain't been on that thing in a while though. I've been not playing games. I've been playing games, but not too much. But anyway, says after all, it wasn't for the Steam Deck, it could really bank on the influx of handhelds, gaming PCs we see today. Valve's handheld paved the way for, and it did. It paved the way for ROG Ally, uh, Lin, Lenovo Legion Go. That's the best way I can spell it. Lenovo. Lenovo Legion Go. There you go. And MSI Claw to follow. Each now offering follow ups in the form of the ROG Ally X Legion Go S, the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. I'm just reading what I'm seeing here. Now I heard that uh that ROG Ally is pretty sharp, and I'm not getting it. Since the Steam Deck launched in 2022, the rate of handheld releases have skyrocketed. It did skyrocket with their ever increasing performance potential leaves Valve's handheld further in the dust, which it does. Because I remember somebody had messaged me and said that he had to sell his Steam Deck because it wasn't as strong as so and so. But what gets me is when you see something. I'm just spitballing here. When you see something that sells that good, somebody else is going to take a look at that and says, man, we can make one that's going to be even stronger than that. And you know how people are, consumers, they're going to jump on that. Man, I got this and it outperforms the Steam Deck, of course. Because the Steam Deck was the one that, when they seen that thing sell like they did, of course they're going to follow up with something stronger. So anyway, as I was saying, it says, the performance potential leaves Valve's handheld further in the dust each time. You have to be stark, raving misogynist to settle for a opening tier performance of the Steam Deck at the time like this, or so I thought until I finally got my hands on one. Now this person got their hands on one, so I'm just reading what I'm just reading off this other phone. So He said, the person in this article said, he says, you have to be stark raving misogynist to settle for the opening tier performance of the Steam Deck at a time like this. At a time like this. Or so I thought until I finally got my hands on one. Now, all I care about is having a good time. And that's something else I wanted to share with you guys. When I play games, like I bought a game the other day and it had mixed reviews. So I got it because it was only $18, right? And I played it and I had a good time with it. I buy a lot of games and a lot of times I put that game down for like several months or almost a year and then I don't go back to it. And I played this game for a couple days and I enjoyed the game so far. And I'm having some issues like crafting stuff, but overall I like the game. So anyway, he goes on to say, all I care is about having a good time. Then he goes on to say, the Steam Deck, far from handheld gaming, hands down. So this is what he said. The Steam Deck, far from handheld gaming's hand me down. Okay. Far from handheld gaming's hand me down. Okay. Compared to its newer, shinier contemporaries, the Steam Deck could be viewed as a aging relic, which it really is. Because I know there's a lot of people talking about those other handhelds, and I'm not saying I don't like them or anything like that. Of course they're going to be powerful because the Steam Deck already had launched, so they're probably going. The people that made those other Raleigh X and all that, they probably got a Steam Deck and looked at it and just said, let's just make one better and stronger. To me, according to the comments of Bow's Lawrence Yang, the freshly decked out hardware follow up could still be a ways away. If I was Valve, I wouldn't rush anything out. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. So it says a ways away. The company waits for the generational leap in compute that makes it worthwhile. The generation leap in compute that makes it worthwhile. It lacks the raw power of the ROG Ally X. Now, I heard that ROG Ally X is real powerful. And it is dwarfed in resolutions by the Lenovo Legion Go. But in all honesty, none of that matters. Now, this is according to the person that just bought a Steam Deck. Now, it goes on to say, my hand's getting tired. I should have did this a little differently, but anyway, I'm gonna keep on. It says some PC gamers won't touch a game unless it's dripping in ray tracing, sweat, and boasting in polygram count that could rival Pixar's filmography. I've lost count of numbers of times I've seen comments, looks like a PS2 graphics, from somebody who's either greatly misremembers consoles gaming 6th generation or perhaps wasn't even alive for it. Sometimes, man, he says, I lost count of the number of times I've seen comments, looks like a PS2 graphics, from somebody who's either greatly misremembers console gaming's 6th generation or perhaps wasn't even alive for it. I was, though. In fact, I first started gaming on my dad's Atari ST. And that kind of perspective on graphics and performance is priceless when you look at today's visual splendor compared to the rudimentary welfare models of the original Elite. Also gives me the right to openly tell those that they're categorically wrong. Gameplay is king. And that's why Tetris will forever be far more engaging of a game than any moment spent in a cinematically beautiful world of Order of 1888. I think it's 1880. All right. Despite its aging hardware, the Steam Deck reminds me of what matters most in gaming. It's fun. One of the best things about the Steam Deck is its limitations. I'm not here to tweak settings until the game looks like real life with retacticals, chase frame rates, and cracked sliders. I'm here to play games. And great games are defined by gameplay, not graphics. Sometimes good enough is good enough. I'm almost done. Just thought I'd share this with you guys because I read this when I was on break. And I'm kind of like in that category. Like I play a lot of games, man, and here's what I think, man. I think for me, I think that's what's hurting the gaming industry is everything got to be so real. Look at the background, man. Look at the grass. Look at those leaves over there and all that. I'm like, dude, I want to play the game, man. When I play my PS3, I don't look at all that stuff. The games that I play on my PS3 and my Xbox 360, they're so much fun that I never pay attention. Now, do you want to take those games and redo them and make them look better and all that? Yeah, you could do that, but it doesn't take away the fact that you have so much fun playing some of these older games, and you're not paying attention to the textures of the grass and all that kind of stuff because the game was so much fun to play. I guess that's the best way I could put it. I'm okay. So it may have been almost 3 years late to Steam. He says, I may have been almost 3 years late to the Steam Deck party, but in a way, I feel like I inherited a handheld gaming hand me down. That's what he calls it. He says, but I in no way feel like I inherited a handheld gaming hand me down. Steam Deck still thrives, and its OLED refresh gives it the visual edge over others, even if it does sport a lower resolution. And the experience is constantly tweaked and refined through Valve's ongoing software updates. That's another thing. Valve's always doing software updates. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of times they do a lot of software updates. So when I play a game and I open up my Steam Deck, I'm just fascinated by that little thing. I am. I'm just fascinated by it. Yeah, I know people can say, "Oh man, you should get the Raleigh X, whatever that thing's called," and I get it, man. I probably got one. I'll probably be like, "Oh my god, this little thing is powerful." I get it. I'm not dropping no more money for a handheld. If I do, it'd be a Switch 2, but I can't see the point of getting the Switch 2 when I don't hardly play my Switch. Although I do like to play my Switch every once in a blue moon, but it's just so much to play, you know what I'm saying? So much to play. So, more importantly, I'm playing more games now than I have in years. Its console like pickup and play mentally makes it incredibly accessible. And regardless of how a game looks when crammed into a 1280 by 800 screen, the almighty Steam Deck verified badges leads me to a great sense of confidence in the stability each time I get myself invested, all while stripping away the distracting veneer of ultra graphic presents that has led even me down the good graphics equal good games path visual hypnosis before. Whew. Did you guys get all that? So I'll try to say that again. All right, here we go. So, all right, regardless of how the game looks, when crammed into a 1280 by 800 screen, the almighty Steam Deck verified badge lends me a great sense of confidence in the stability of each title I get myself invested in, all while stripping away the distracting veneer of ultra graphics presets that has led me even down the good graphics equal good game path of visual hypnosis before. I had to read that over so you guys make sure I understood what I said. But even if I ever get the itch to enjoy some of the more visually impressive titles on my Steam library, well, I still have my trusty gaming laptop to fall back onto. The Steam Deck doesn't need to be the Steam Deck doesn't need to do everything. It just needs to do what matters most, deliver fun gameplay. Man, I love this article. I love this article because I feel this way. I really feel this way. I know some of y'all out there are just into that. Oh my God, look at the background, look at the graphics. Oh my God, it just do like this. And I get it. I don't know, man. What happened to all the fun? I think that's what's hurting gaming industry today. I really do. I just think that you got all these big budget companies trying to make all these games and then trying to make it look so realistic and stuff. And then, I mean, where's the fun? They took the fun out of it. And they always shoehorning everything in it, and I don't know. I like this article. So anyway, he says, sure, more powerful gaming handhelds exist, and even more are just around the corner. And more are just around the corner. We're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. I know there was a guy in the comments when I was talking about Valve, when I got on that Valve kick, when I first got my Valve, I was on the Valve high. So I was like, I was reading, and somebody said that, man, I can't imagine what the handhelds gonna look like in the coming future. Cause I can't either tell you the truth. So anyway, I'll finish this off. So to finish this off, it says, sure, more powerful gaming handhelds exist. Even more are just around the corner. And I know it. I mean, when I got my Steam Deck, I said, man, holy crap, man, this thing is like this. I can't imagine what something's going to be like in the next 6 to 7 to 8, 10 years. That's why I don't think Valve's in such a big hurry to try to, make another, a Steam Deck 2 to go with that Raleigh X and all that, because I think when they do launch their next one, it'll be a banger, But anyway, I'll finish off and we're almost done. So he says again, sure, more powerful gaming handhelds exist, and even more are just around the corner. But I don't need cutting edge in my handheld experience. Jeez, man, this dude is just he's saying things that I feel. I'm happy to spend less time obsessing over settings and more time playing. Sometimes good enough is actually good enough. And that comes from this guy. The article is from a company called Laptop. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with y'all. It's something I feel, yeah, I got PS5 and all that kind of stuff, and I got my Xbox Series X, and I'm amazed by stuff, but like I bought a game the other day, and I'm gonna drop a video about a game I bought. It's gonna be a short video, but the game was just fun to me. All I do is shoot stuff. That's all I do is I just shoot stuff. I ain't gonna say what the game is now, but I'm just saying all I do is shoot stuff. And when I tell you what it is, you guys gonna be like, really, you playing that game? But no, I'm not saying you guys would actually say that, but I don't know, man. It's just, I know a lot of y'all out there got games that are old. I've seen comments of a guy who uploaded a really good video on YouTube, man. He was talking about older games and nostalgia. You guys got to understand, man, y'all are a lot older than what y'all was back when the good old days of playing video games. You didn't have no job. You went home and, a lot of y'all were in your 40s and 50s, late 30s. And the nostalgia you felt for those games back then, they just don't exist no more because a lot of y'all got jobs. A lot of y'all got a life. And a lot of y'all don't have time to sit back and play games. But I get it when you sit down and you look at some of the games that are out today, and you're sitting there going, what the, trying to stop cussing. So I get why, for me, and, a guy that's in his 60s, man, I watch my kids playing. I used to come off work and I used to watch them play, and I used to be like, you guys, I got to make dinner. I said, okay, Dad. I said, make sure you guys use your hour up. Don't make me mad because, how long you got? And they said, I got 35 minutes. So you make sure you And then they'd be like, hey, Daddy, he ain't. I said, man, save that game so he can get on there. I remember those days. But I remember I used to sit back and watch him play. And I used to sit back. I had to work all these jobs. I watch him play. And over a period of time, I got into those games. And then all my friends are much younger than me. And when I went over their house or hung out with them, they turned me on to games. That's how I got into video games. And, it all started with Uncharted. It all started with The Last of Us. And then Tomb Raider. Them Tomb Raiders. Like, the Tomb Raiders I like, most people that are in their late mid-30s and 40s, they remember those older Tomb Raiders. I never played those Tomb Raiders. And I honestly can't get into them, but I know those people say those are the best ones. Mine is that Tomb Raider you guys know I like to play. I like to play all them Tomb Raiders, the newer ones. But I'm not touching the Tomb Raiders they're trying to put out now. But what I'm saying is that's how I got into video games. And then, I'd come home, I start playing, and next thing I know, I was getting into video games. But I'm not a gamer like that. I'm just a casual gamer. So anyway, this article was pretty cool, man. I just wanted to share it with you guys because I wish I could say a lot more because I don't like these videos being so long, but I work my job and I get off work. I stay fit. I work out. I do the blah, blah. You guys heard me say this all the time. A lot of y'all out there got stuff that y'all do when y'all get off work. A lot of y'all got kids. A lot of y'all might have a parent you might have to go check on or something like that. Hopefully you don't, but you still might check on them anyway. Might have a baseball game you want to go. One of your kids goes to baseball. Might got invited somewhere. You can't sit down and game like you used to. But you still like the game. It doesn't mean that you don't like the game, but sometimes you only got an hour or two to game. If you're married and you got a wife or something or a husband or something like that, even if you're a chick that's in the game and you're jotting all this time, and so your nostalgia for these games are not the same. But you do have your memories of when you were younger and when you got out of school. Not me. I'm talking about people that are in their 30s, late 30s and 40s. So I guess that's the best way I could put it. But once again, I am making sure I'm putting it out there. I'm saying you're absolutely right. The older games are better, but you guys were much younger then. But you see how games have gradually... okay. Me being in my 60s and all, here's the thing. And I'm not ashamed to talk about my age. I don't get into that shit. I'm just thankful to God I'm still alive. Screw that. But what I'm trying to say is that you people that are in their late, mid 30s and 40s and 50s, I feel, and I could just be wrong, I feel that you guys thought by y'all playing all these games, like I said, my kids are in their 30s, so that just tells you when I started playing video games, and I got a love for video games that's a little further back. These newer video games that are coming out, not so much, But in closing, I feel like y'all younger people out there that had that nostalgia, and I'm glad I met people that's much younger than me and turned me on to a lot of games because I feel you. I feel you. But I feel, yeah, y'all played all those games that you have great memories in, and you guys probably thought that the gaming would go up and up and up and up. But I think they are taking a freaking nosedive. And what I mean by that, taking a nosedive, is y'all are the ones that got that gaming industry tweaked in. Y'all the one that got the gaming industry rocking. But then it seems like the gaming companies and all the developers turned their backs on y'all and started doing all this political messaging and all this race stuff and just, putting messages in, dang, girl, walking that dog. I had to go outside and walk that dog with you. Cute self. Oh, lost my train of thought. Boy, you're so cute. Anyway, as I was saying, next door neighbor lady, she walks the dog. She's, attractive girl. But I feel like they y'all are tired of what you're seeing in some of these video games. You guys might sit there and say, yeah, the graphics look good and stuff, but you're spending $500 million on a game and it's just average. Or I think with y'all's age category, anywhere between, I say, 28 to 50, you guys have seen a massive nosedive in games because you've seen a massive jump in graphics. You've seen a massive jump in smoothness and frame rate and all that kind of stuff. But what about the fun? What about the fun of the game? Right? Now, I'm not sitting there saying there ain't no new games out there comes out there. Once in a while, they'll knock out a home run. But you got studios closing and studios closing and this closes and this closes. It just seems like, something in the, something just ain't right. That's all I'm saying. So I'm just saying that you guys have actually, you guys are right about a lot of stuff. I get it, but I just wanted to share this article with you guys about the Steam Deck. And I like my Steam Deck. And no, I'm not getting a Raleigh X. And I'm not getting that Legion, whatever. Do I have anything against that? No. And I actually did know that when I bought that Steam Deck, yes, I know that somebody would probably tell me, oh, you should get the Raleigh X. I'm not dropping that kind of money. I'm not doing that. I already dropped money on that Steam Deck. I'm not doing that. And besides, when I play the Steam Deck, I play those games. A lot of times I have fun with the games that I'm playing. I got the Alien Isolation. I got freaking that Mad Max game. And I enjoy that game. I don't sit and play that Steam Deck and looking like, oh man, that right there that right there in the background is like that. I don't do that because I'm so busy I'm so busy hiding from that Alien and Alien Isolation, or trying to not get killed, or trying to figure out where I'm going. And when I play Mad Max, I'm getting into trying to get that car beefed up. That is what I'm talking about. I'm having fun. I'm immersed in the game. I don't have time to sit there and look at my game, especially in Mad Max, knowing that I can get to another checkpoint, put something else on that car, and I get to go blow stuff up and shoot people and fight and all that. That game is seriously fun. I ain't got time to sit back and look at that and go, I got to play my Steam Deck and I'm going to pinpoint stuff that I think could look better. No, because the game is fun and it's entertaining. God bless you. Take care. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. We'll catch you next video. We'll see you.